Hello everyone, I am Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Geneforge 3! Well, not really much to say except it's time to actually go into Donal's Keep. We've explored everything on the east side of this island except the keep itself, so let's go there before we start our way westwards. Alright, here we are. You enter Donal's Keep. This is the only settlement in the Ashen Isles that seems like a proper city. The signs of the Shapers are everywhere, the huge stone buildings built by serviles, the neat streets maintained by serviles, and the golems. The streets are patrolled by these massive creatures, part stone, part shaped flesh, bound together by magic. They walk in endless patrol along the wide boulevards, mindlessly watching for rogues and invaders. The air smells of ozone and crackles with energy. In the distance you hear the sparks of magical spells, the cries of newly made creations, and the chants of the mages. The crafts people of Donal's Keep are renowned for their skill and industry. Greta seems to be trying to look in all directions at once, stunned by what she sees. You doubt she has ever seen any place like this before. Alwyn seems relieved to finally be in a place properly run by Shapers. I am eager to meet Lord Rahul. I will be glad to have some proper guidance. To the north, towering above the fort, you see a massive stone spire. That must be the Capitol building from which Lord Rahul commands the Ashen Isles. We'll head to the north later. For now, let's explore the city itself. Who knows, maybe we'll find the other things that guy was looking for. If so, that'll be nice. Yeah, those are golems. What is this? You enter the largest, best-equipped shaping hall in the Ashen Isles, and most of Terrestia. When a Shaper wants to experiment with making a new sort of creation, or wants to make one of the more complicated sorts of creations, like serviles should they not be breeding quickly enough, he or she comes to a hall like this. It is equipped with holding cells, magically energized shaping platforms, and an open area where Shapers can congregate to examine and discuss a new interesting creation. There is one Shaper in charge of the shaping hall, watching over the experiments, keeping control of unpredictable creations, keeping the essence stocked, and so on. She looks like she has been doing this job about 50 years too long. When she sees you, she nods. You suspect that she has heard of you, but she isn't sure how to react to you. Welcome, Shaper. I am Fanjul. Tell me about the shaping hall. It is where our kind comes to make our most complicated creations. And when we want to try something new, we make it here. And when something goes wrong with it, that is where the poor tortured creature is dealt with. How long have you worked here? A long, long time. Long enough to see many things. How is the creature dealt with? Well, when the Shaper tries something new, some twist or trick to alter a creation, it can make the new creation stronger, or healthier, or smarter. But more often the change is harmful, negative, painful to the creation, and when that happens, the poor creature has to be killed, usually by me. What do you think of that? I do think that sounds very cruel, but necessary, admittedly. Cruel, yes, that is the word I would use. After all these years working here, seeing the other things that the Shapers don't usually choose to see. Cruel. I have heard of you. I have heard of the things you have been saying. I think you have an unusual wisdom for one so young. I hope I can be of use to you. Fanjul watches you silently. She is waiting for you to speak. What experiments are happening here now? Very few experiments, fortunately. All competent Shapers are being put to work making creations to fight the rogues. This hall is quiet for now, though I would be very careful around the holding cells in the back. Why? What is back there? The alchemist Hildegard had a glach be made, a lovely specimen, so that it could be killed for potion ingredients. It's waiting back there now, terrified, waiting for death. Be very careful around it, it's probably gone rogue by now. Can you give me any training? Yes, I do not have permission. It is a risk for me, but I have heard of you and your words. I think you are wise, a sort of wisdom that has been ignored by the Shapers. Sometimes the old should guide, and sometimes the young. And if you decide that you want to see Lord Rahul, there is some advice I can give you. I would like your advice. The front gate is not the only way into the inner keep. There is a supply entrance in the northeast corner. I have used it in the past, but it is normally kept locked. I only tell you this because I think you should have access to the Lord and Lady. But your words in the past may make that more difficult. That is the way things work sometimes. Okay. The training teaches us how to make a roamer, clawbug, battleoff, or glach. Nothing we need to know, really. Said there was one back here. Oh, 2. Alright, let's take a look in here. That's an empty one, so it's probably in here. There it is. Please don't kill me. Oh, I think we can kill this. Ow! Yeah, we can kill this. There we go. Ooh! Another glach eye. Nice. Hurt a bit, but we're fine. We can quickly heal up in the pools. Might want to tell her what we did as well. I mean, yeah. No, won't be able to tell her. Okay. You know what? Let's not say anything. Sure, it's a little rogue now, but it's no big deal. Oh, there's another shaper here. Doesn't respond. Oh, it's just a shaper. It's no named shaper. It's just a random shaper. That's interesting. That's actually not something I think we've ever seen before. A random unnamed shaper. Huh. That's new. Visiting shapers can temporarily restrain their creations back here. Okay, fair enough. Oh, what's in here? This is a small school of magic. Shapers don't study here, of course. This is far too small and public an establishment for the sharing of the secrets of your sect. Instead, a tiny number of carefully chosen outsiders are allowed to come here and learn magic. After all, there are not enough shapers to handle the world's need for skilled enchanters. The head instructor and several students are here now, quietly studying their texts. They look very nervous when you enter. Nobody is more scared of a shaper than a mage. After all, an outsider only practices magic with the permission of the shapers. One word from you could shut down this school. We have no intent to do that. This elderly woman obviously has decades of experience as a mage and teacher, yet even you, a shaper of the lowest rank, are more influential than her. She is an outsider, after all. Thus, she immediately strikes a pose of humility. She's had a lot of practice. Welcome, young shaper. My students call me Learned Engstrom, but you can call me Gretchen. How can I assist you? As she speaks, her students, who are clearly terrified of her, take this chance to escape to somewhere else. What is this school for? This school was created by the shapers for the instruction of us outsiders fortunate enough to be allowed to study the magical arts. I have received the singular honor of being given permission to not just study magic, but to teach it. Of course, the quarantine makes all of our lives more difficult, but we still manage. How are the students selected? They apply to whatever shaper is in charge of their province. And, after a suitable period of testing, both of their skill and their loyalty, they are accepted and sent to a school like this one. Only the smartest and most loyal are allowed to learn even the simplest magic. The shapers, in their wisdom, keep tight control over who can master the unpredictable and dangerous power of magic. How did you earn that honor? Many, many years of service. I have always striven to show my loyalty to the shapers and to the wisdom of their laws. How is the quarantine hurting you? Our graduates can't leave to begin their service, and new students can't arrive. And, of course, supplies are short for everyone. Can you provide me with training? Of course, Shaper. If one of your kind requires knowledge, I will provide it. I can teach you some spells. Also, I can improve your skill in any magical field in which you have not yet exceeded my humble talents. Regretfully, I will have to charge for my services. I am authorized to do so by the Shapers, understand, for money to replenish our dwindling supplies. Also, I can try to improve the skills of your friend here. I might be able to make her magic more effective. The supplies to do so will cost only 500 coins. Yeah, I would like you to improve Greta's skills. Gretchen accepts your payment. Thank you, Shaper. Let's get to work then. As you watch, Gretchen teaches Greta how to more efficiently focus her power. Greta is an eager student. Her spells will be more powerful in the future. Yay! Alright, what spells can we learn? You know, I just realized we did learn speed, but I don't remember if we improved it at all. What skills can we improve? Pretty much anything. If we want to spend the coin, but I don't really want to. Oh, that was speed. It needs a skill of 3. And it needs 12 essence. Jesus. Okay, we're probably not going to be able to do that. And what are we at anyway? We are at 1 plus. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get speed anytime soon. Oh well. We checked and we found out what we could, but oh well. Maybe some other time if we run out of ideas of what to improve. Well, there's a classroom with, text and everything in this magical text is dull and familiar to you. The only interesting thing is how many useful facts and techniques had to be removed to make it suitable for outsiders. Really? Okay. I imagine this is probably the same thing. Yep. I like how there's the little, explosive marks on the floors around here. Really shows that even though this is simplified forms of magic, it's still dangerous. Oh, darn it. Let's see, what's around here? No, we are not opening that. And that is just a trash bin. That's probably the same thing. Yep, 6 living tools. Not opening that. It's a big structure. And this is... keep supplies, keep out. 7? No. Although it's pretty clear that that is the structure that was mentioned to us. This person has a name. This woman looks like she has spent several weeks and 100 miles without access to a bath, a comb, or a bed. She wears a tiny military insignia on her filthy tunic. She is a scout and messenger. When she sees you, a shaper, have noticed her, she runs up to you. Greetings, I am Jane. Can I speak with you for a minute? I need someone's help. Where did you come from? From the West Front, with General Grainer's army and the monsters. Ran here, sent with message. Message for Lord Rahul. She speaks in short, out-of-breath sentences. Speaking with a shaper makes her very nervous. How are things going on the front? Not good, can't tell you. Need to talk to other people. How was the journey here? Fast, hard. Went through woods to south end of pass. Up through pass. Long run. When are you returning to the army? When I have to, or when my message is delivered. What sort of help do you need? I need to speak with Lord Rahul. I had a message. I delivered it, but there is more I need to say. I need to get to the inner keep. Need to see the lordship himself. Why do you need to see him? I can't say. Please help me see him. If you see him, tell him I need to speak with him. All right. If I see Lord Rahul, I will tell him about you. Thank you, Shaper. I really need to see him. It really is urgent. Please do what you can. Of course. As you say. Oh, that does open up, actually. No large Shaper settlement is complete without at least a few sages. These outsiders are used in research and prized for their ability to mentally catalog the contents of hundreds of thick and obscure tomes. If you need a piece of information and don't know where to find it, that is when you call a sage. This fellow, however, doesn't look like someone you would come to for help. He looks worried and exhausted. When you enter, he shakes his head and says, Greetings, I am Hubert. I am sorry, Shaper, I am close today. I can be of no use to you. What is wrong with you? I might as well tell you. Why shouldn't everyone know my shame? I have been barred from the library. Nell, the head librarian, forbids me from entering. I can't do any research of my own. I can't do research for others. I am ruined. Who is Nell? She is the head librarian, the great power in the greatest repository of knowledge in perhaps a whole continent. The library is in the center of the fort. If you have not seen it, you should. It is a marvel. She does not like me. Why did she bar you? Mere absent-mindedness! One of her scrolls got mixed up in my own papers, and I accidentally tried to carry it out. But one of her golems detected it, and she accused me of being a thief, and now I am ruined! You suspect that this is a half-truth. Scholars often slip books and scrolls out to read them overnight, and then return them the next day. Students in your school did this all the time. It's not theft exactly, more like bending the rules. What if I were to intercede on your behalf? Hubert looks up at you, a tiny bit of hope visible on his face. If you did, Shaper, I would give you access to my private tomes, my own property. Some of them are actually quite valuable. If you could get Nell to forgive me, I would help you however I could. What sort of research do you do? Crafting research, different ways to use an enchanted forge to combine base materials into powerful weaponry. Of course, since the forge inside the keep cracked, my work has slowed down, but I still do what I can. An enchanted forge broke? Oh yes, people got a little over-enthusiastic inside the keep, asked too much of their enchanted forge, and then it cracked. Useless now. Lord Rahul was furious, of course. Have you learned anything interesting? Suddenly, Hubert seems to forget all of his generosity. Sages are notoriously hesitant to share their secrets. Oh, nothing, Shaver. Nothing worth boring someone as important as you. Fortunately, you are very convincing. A few flattering words and veiled threats are adequate to convince him to tell you a little of what he has learned. Well, I was never able to verify this, mind you, but I do think that I have found a much more efficient way of making a rod of alacrity. The technique involves a pouch of hasting spores and the tooth of a powerful creation. The problem is that I haven't found a creation powerful enough to fuel the recipe. No creation I have heard of has been sufficient. Tooth, eh? We do have a tooth, and we have some speed spores. And a rod of alacrity... That's actually a pretty good deal! A rod of alacrity should have 6 charges, and speed spores would only last 1 charge. So if we have... So if the roamer tooth, I think is what we have, it's probably not powerful enough, but we could try this out. And if that is what we need, if that is it, that would be extremely useful. When you look around this workshop, a small man walks up to you. His belt sags with the weight of dozens of tools, both living and not. He seems very pleased to see you. Ah, Shaper, at last. I have been asking for one to come see me for a while. I am Malaga. Greetings to you. I could use some assistance with my situation. Okay, what do you want? Well, I do repairs for the Shapers. Fix your equipment when it breaks, which is often, very often, and I have several serviles in my care to help me with the tedious work. One of the serviles started acting strange, though. Quiet, withdrawn. He still works, but I had just heard rumors about things happening with serviles, and I thought that the Shapers would be interested. Alright, I can talk to him. Thank you, Shaper. I have been concerned. The servile's name is Tor. You can find him in one of the workshops out the south gate of the fort. I just want to make sure that he is alright. We did speak with him, so we'll have to go back and talk to him again. You do repairs here? Repairs and original construction. Mostly repairs, though. With the quarantine still on, maintaining what we still have is important. Do you have any supplies you can sell me? Oh, I would like to. Always want to help a Shaper, but if I lose my supplies, other Shapers will get mad at me when I can't do repairs. Please don't put me in that situation. Done any interesting jobs lately? Oh, yes. A bad job of shaping inside a vat. He tells the story in gruesome detail. A Shaper was trying to make a charged cryoa inside a shaping vat, but the Shaper was tired and distracted and used too much power. The new creation exploded. The punchline of the story is, and it took me a week to dig all the bone shards out! Okay then. More proof that shaping is incredibly dangerous. Also, I like how these stores actually have doors between them like this. Huh. Major healing spores. Sadly, we can't take them. Oh, I get it. These locations here, they must be storage for these stores. Okay, that actually makes perfect sense. There is a heavy, smoky haze in this workshop, and the floor and walls are stained by many years of splatters and spills. There is a large mixing vat in the eastern alcove, flanked by humming power crystals. In Donal's Keep, this is where the serious alchemy takes place, run by this small, confident woman. She boldly walks up and shakes your hand. Welcome to my shop, Shaper. I am Hildegard. Hear that you are new in town. Hope you have a good stay. What are you working on now? Oh, many things. Some elixirs for Lady Anjali, some healing spores for the front, and I have an order for a fresh, high-quality glachai, but I'm having trouble with that one. Who is Lady Anjali? Lord Rahul's consort, only the most powerful and learned Shaper on these islands, and for the very lucky, the finest teacher. She's in the inner keep with Lord Rahul, carrying out her research. Lord Rahul is strong enough and a great leader, but Anjali has true power, and fortunately, wisdom too. Where's the front? West of here. That is where they are holding the rogues back, or trying to, and of course they need all the healing magic we can provide. What is the problem with the glachai? Well, it is still in the glach. That's the problem. It's in one of the holding cells in the shaping halls. I had some baton bearers to help me kill the thing, but they all got sent to the front. I hope I can figure out a way to kill the thing soon. It was shaped specifically so I could get its eye, but it won't stay fresh and suitable for too much longer. Perhaps you would pay me for this glach eye, which came specifically from that glach? She takes it and examines it carefully. Still damp, nicely formed, still contains all its original fluids. Yes, very nice. I think I can give you a suitable reward for it. She fetches a baton and hands it to you. The magic in this is stronger than anything you can make with that eye, even if you did have a proper anvil. Fair payment for helping me to fulfill this order. Do you know any useful recipes? Of course I do, many of them, but none I will share. An alchemist never shares her recipes, except with her apprentice. If you want to buy knowledge, go talk to the sages, that's what they're for. Can I see what you have for sale? Plenty of things! I'm actually not sure what items we have. Vavik leveled up, yay. I suppose we could use a couple speed spores. Yeah, a couple speed spores and major healing pods. Those we could use. Alright. Let's see. Couple of speed spores and major healing pods. I think that's good enough. Rod of Sucre. Oh, that's what we got? Oh. That's decently useful, actually. Just a moment. Bing, bang, boom. Okay, moving on. There's a big structure in the middle here. I wonder what it is. Well, let's take a look around the outside first, and then we'll go in there. I can tell where the keep is. That's most likely the entrance. The golems that patrol and protect this fortress are made and maintained here. Large, sturdy shaping platforms line the walls. When the golems are out of energy, they can stand on them to be regenerated. Golems can't handle a job as complicated as guarding a city without direction. They must have some sort of controller in here. Well, that makes sense. I suppose... Ah, jeez. Nobody saw anything. Ooh. Able to disarm the trap. Ivory skull. Research notes. Madness gem. Mass madness. I don't think we need that. And don't need that lovely crystal. We can leave it, I think. Ah! This is actually, one of the guard posts. Yeah, it makes sense. Right, further this way. The controls are probably over in that direction. So, yeah. Ah, that's probably the guy in charge. Edwarde notices you lurking in the golem control room. His perpetual irritation boils over into genuine rage. Get out of there! What do you think you're doing? Golems are dangerous and delicate. I'm told to keep everyone out of that room and deadly forces allowed. You know what that means? It means go! Okay, okay. The golems of Donal's Keep are maintained by one small gnomish man with a large sack of tools and a short temper. Though he is an outsider, his skill and importance enable him to behave pretty much how he wants. And he wants you out of his workshop. Hey you! I'm Edwarde! This is where I get things done. I don't need apprentices nosing around and breaking things. Say what you want and get out. You operate the golems? Operate? No, I keep them running, though. Don't be foolish. Who does direct the golems? Who directs them? Why, none of your business, that's who. Now leave me be. Unlike the Shapers, some of us have real work to do. Did you make the golems? Of course not. That takes shaping and magic. I can't do either. But I can patch them up when they break and make sure the platforms that recharge them work. Important jobs, and you're keeping me from them. You know what? We'll leave you be. Bye! Grumpy guy. Looks like another guard post here. Yeah, it's another guard post. With someone... Is that just a guard? Just a regular elite warrior. Okay. All that leaves is this big structure in the middle here. Still wondering what it is. Very, very interesting. Well, let's start down here. Why not? Ah! Looks like this is actually one of the main entrances, along with that. The centerpiece and greatest pride of Donal's Keep is this library. There are very few books and scrolls here, but what this library lacks in quantity, it has in quality. All of the books here are on the magical arts. Spellcasting, alchemy, crystal working. There are tomes on each topic here. Craftspeople come here from many miles around to browse these books under the watchful eye of the golems. Of course, there are no books of shaping on these shelves. The secrets of your sect require more protection than this library can provide. I guess that means the lusty Fioran maid isn't in here. You have no idea how much information on shaping is present in that thing. No idea. There's a Nell. We'll talk to her in a bit, once we finish looking through all these areas. That's, actually, I like this. There's actually no purpose to it, but it's basically a small, somewhat fenced-in area. Outside, benches, a small lake, a couple shrubs. It's basically a reading area. I like that. I like the little touches they put to this game now and then. That's just another entry. Okay. You meet the head librarian of Donal's Keep. She is an aging shaper, worn down and embittered by many years of missing books and recalcitrant patrons. She clearly sees you mainly as another source of problems and time-wasting requests. Hello, apprentice. Welcome to the library of Donal's Keep. I am Nell. Please be quiet and avoid touching anything at all, as much as possible. Tell me about the library. It is full of books and scrolls, all expensive and sought after and valuable, and well guarded, as you can say. It is the best such library for many weeks of travel around, perhaps better than any library in all of Terrestia, and thus, of course, a target for coarse power seekers and thieves. How is the library guarded? Well, we have many defenses, some hidden, some not, but the golems are generally sufficient to kill anyone who causes trouble. A lot of work went into those golems. It took some work to shape them in a way that they would kill interlopers without getting much blood on the books. Okay, then. What do the power seekers want? They want to open a book, look at a page, and say, "Oh look, it is the secret to eternal wealth and power. Better write that down." But that is not how magical research works. Research is a matter of looking through 1,000 pages of lies for one tiny truth, and when you gather a multitude of tiny truths, you can do one small thing. It is not for the impatient. Or for adventurers. She looks at you with disdain. Have you had any problem with thieves lately? Always. Why, just the other week, a mage heading to the Western Front took my only copy of Meeting the Sholai with him. Perhaps he meant it for casual reading. He had best hope that the rogues kill him. That is nothing compared to what I am going to do. Meeting the Sholai, that's probably a very interesting book. I'd be interested in reading it. What sort of books do you have here? Books of magic, alchemy, crafting, shaping, under lock and key, and so on. And most of them are full of ranting lies and simple idiocy, but enough truth is buried in their pages to make the contents of this library priceless. If so many of the books contain foolishness, why keep them? That was a stupid question. Stupid. If you are so smart, tell me this. Who can tell whether a book contains lies or truths we don't yet have the insight to understand? If you can answer that question, I will allow you to call my library. Fair enough. Some books are locked up. Yes, and don't ask, the answer is no. What now? I am very busy. There's something I would like. From the looks of things, you're an adventurer, looking for newer weapons, better explosions. This is not a place for your kind. Your lot is constantly pestering me, looking for better fireworks. You'll find no such thing in these shelves. This is a place of quiet secrets. I met someone named Hubert. He says that you were angry with him. And Nell is so irritated at the sound of Hubert's name that her voice almost rises above a whisper. That outsider, that pretender, that sneak thief, angry does not even begin to describe how I feel about him. I would have let my golems crush him, but I was concerned about damage to the floor. Why do you ask about him? I was hoping to convince you to let him back into the library. She chuckles. And why would I do such a favor for a mere apprentice? Because his research is valuable for defeating the rogues. Stopping it is a mistake. Sometimes a convincing tongue is a valuable weapon. And Nell is as concerned about the rogues as everyone else. She doesn't want to stop anyone from finding a way to defeat them. Oh, all right, fine. I will let the pest back in. But if he tries to steal from me again, well, I will make sure you pay too. All right. Well, that worked. Now we just need to go tell him. Shouldn't be too hard. He's right up here. We have news for you. And Nell has forgiven you. You can enter the library again. Hubert leaps from his chair, amazed. She has? I can work again. I don't have to starve. Hooray! Oh, thank you, Shaper. I wish there was something I could do to repay... Wait, I did promise to repay you, and I can. He goes to the doors to his back office and makes sure they are unlocked. Please, feel free to pursue my private research. I only hope that it is useful to you. He sits back down at his desk, eagerly planning what book is in the library to read first. Is something else still wrong? No, Shaper, not yet, but Annelle will never truly forgive me. She will watch me every moment, looking for the slightest mistake so that she can crush me. But until then, I can at least make a living. That is something, I suppose. Good. Now, what is in here? Madness. Okay, nothing there, but here's the books. This book is very old, and you have to turn the pages carefully to keep them from tearing. It is a collection of alchemical recipes. Many of them are obscure. Quite a few of them look completely wrong. One page, however, gets your interest. To create the very best enchanted armor, you must start with a base of high quality. For jewelry, platinum is necessary. For armor, the blessing influence of a shaper is required. When you have your platinum or shaped item, it must be perfected, freed of all blemishes and flaws. Only then can it be a stable vessel for the desired power. Perfection is attained through the application of purifying elixir. Fortunately, making such elixir is not difficult. On an enchanted forge, slowly drip a tincture of mandrake into a fresh demonic extraction. The power of the forge will bind these fluids into a stable mixture, with the acidic power to sear flaws away. Interesting. This is a shaping textbook. No wonder it is kept under lock and key. Books containing the secrets of the shapers are jealously guarded. You read the book, trying to absorb the interesting techniques and rituals. Your time spent with it is profitable. Your skill with the shaping of magical beings increases. Increase magic shaping. Awesome. Now let's take a look at what's up in this area right near the entrance to the keep. Looks like that's going to have to be the way in. This is a barracks. And that does not open. Okay. We'll find our way into Lord Rahul's keep next time. Right now, let's go talk to that servile for that guy. Or girl. Guy. It was a guy. Right. There's Tor. Malaga says that he is worried about you. Is something wrong? Tor looks up at you, suddenly alarmed. Being questioned by a shaper is terrifying to anything servile. No, Shaper, nothing wrong, nothing. I work hard, and good servile. Has something strange happened to you? If it did, I have to know about it. You might be rewarded for helping. Tor looks up at you, surprised. It had not occurred to him that talking might be helpful to the shapers. Yes, Shaper, a thing did happen to me. What happened? A servile came to visit us serviles. Another servile, in the middle of the night. A servile with armor and a sword. He came and said there was a place we could be free. He said we should go to the west side of the island, and we would be taken to be free. It was strange, Shaper. It scared me, what he said, but at the same time it did not scare me. I want to be happy, Shaper. I am happy polishing, and not happy. I think of the things. It is strange, and I try to be good, but it is hard now. Please do not tell Malaga. I will be loyal. Owen whispers, we have to tell Malaga. This servile has been infected. He can't just be left. Greta says, leave the poor creature be. He has clearly suffered enough. All right, I won't tell him. Thank you, Shaper. I will be good. I will be loyal. As you wish. He does win. Like I said, I stand for servile independence and order. Serviles, the way they were made, they are effectively... Yeah. We have to speak with you. I spoke with Tor. He is fine. There is nothing wrong with him. Malaga looks very relieved by this. Oh, that is good. Thank you, Shaper. I was very concerned. I am fond of Tor. I did not want anything bad to happen to him. Malaga leaves his workshop for several minutes, probably to check on Tor. When he is gone, you wonder if word of your lying on behalf of a servile will get around. Eventually he returns, looking pleased. How is Tor? He seems better already. I can't explain it. It is as if just speaking with you cured him. Thank you again, Shaper. Of course. Well, all that leaves now is to go into the keep proper. But this episode has gone on long enough, so... we'll do that in the next episode. So, till then, I am Chessrook44, that is Effin, Alwyn, Greta, Vavik, and Min. This has been a Geneforge 3 Let's Play, and I will see you all next time.